Today at the Boot Guy, we're looking at the FRYE Arkansas fit. First off, I want to thank the guys from FRYE for making this one of the most challenging reviews for a brand that I have done in a really long time. I felt that the Arkansas is the most work type boot in the line that really has all that classic heritage work appeal and still has that I'm a dress boot thing going on. So the color of this boot is called cognac, and it kind of makes sense. It looks like a deep, rich glass of cognac. What I have to say about the color, though, is that it reminds me more of this. This is Pennsylvania cherry. This has got about 10 years of patina into it. And that patina that's into this piece of cherry is what's going to happen to this boot. Now, when you use a nice, soft, waxed leather like this, what you're going to get is a boot that gets better with age. As long as you take care of it, you keep it clean, you keep your welt clean, you brush off any dirt, you don't expose it to horrible amounts of winter salt and stuff like that, this boot technically could last you the rest of your life, depending if you've had it resoled or not. And when I talk about a patina, I talk about the age lines, the way it kind of grows with you. Now, this boot, when you first put it on, it's not going to feel like it's part of you. It's not a soft, comfortable, out-of-the-box running shoe dress boot that you're going to find for $99. These FRYE Arkansas have more of a getting-to-know-you type fit. So when you put this thing on for the first time, you got to make sure that your toes have got enough wiggle room in the front. You don't want to be up top. That the ball of your foot sits in the right spot. That your arch is actually sitting right there. And your heel is perfectly locked into the heel cup. And I bring all this up with this boot because when you invest this type of money into a pair of these, you want them to fit because you don't want to just save them for special occasions. When you get this thing broken in and it becomes part of you, you're going to want to wear this thing all the time because you're going to be so comfortable, and not just the way it fits and feels, but with the way it looks over time. All right, so let's get to the nuts and bolts of this thing. You've got a leather stacked sole and heel. Now, guys, leather soles, okay? Out of the box, be extremely careful. It's not like having a rubber-soled shoe on. This thing is going to be slippery. It's going to be similar to an ice skate on a smooth floor, so just be careful at first. Having the rubber heel, excellent touch. I'm glad FRYE does this, and it's not a super thick stacked heel, but that piece of rubber, a cobbler can take that thing right off because this is what you're going to wear down before you wear down the sole or even start to break down the boot. So what you want is to find a cobbler who can redo your heels with either the FRYE rubber heel or a different rubber heel. Eyelids all the way to the top. They send along these beautiful heavy-duty leather laces. This is probably the type of leather lace you're not going to be able to find in the store. This is not a thin welder's leather lace. This is some really heavy stuff. So take care of the laces and they will last you a long time. If you get them wet, pull them out, oil them up, wax them up, take care of the laces, and the boot will take care of you. Now inside the boot, what you're gonna find is this beautiful glove leather collar. It's super soft. There's nothing to cut in here because FRYE's left the opening on the top of this boot is pretty wide when you got this thing tied down. You can get it pretty narrow if you have to, but if you're leaving it loose to break it in, it's nice, it's wide, it's soft, so even if it's banging around a bit, it's not going to cause any real discomfort. Now, I forgot to mention, it's made in the USA, so it's an American-made dress boot. Can't go wrong. Now, the heel cup. Now, since FRYE does make Western boots, they understand how to make a heel properly in a boot. So, at first, the heel might feel a little loose, but as you start wearing it, this heel is going to close in around your foot, and it's going to shape and hold the shape of your heel. Now the vamp of the boot feels like a polyester, where most of the time in heritage type boots you find cotton in the vamp section. It feels like they're using a wicking polyester material, which is probably a better thing than most because it's going to force the sweat off your foot and push it to the surface of the leather, which is going to allow the boot to dry out a lot quicker than leaving a cotton vamp in there. Because we all know that cotton just holds on to moisture and eventually it just kind of molds and gets stinky. Now there's no removable cushion inside this FRYE, but there is a small piece of pour-on inside there. And in the heel section, they did use a nice piece of leather for your heel over the pour-on. So it gives you just a little bit more rise inside there. And that pour-on is going to shape to your foot. The upper is going to shape to your foot, and before you know it, this boot is going to become part of you. So out of the box, something I got to remind you guys of is that this is a waxed product. There's already a coat of finishing wax on here. As you can see, that color changes as I force my thumb inside there. If you should get a pair and they've been sitting funny and they're kind of discolored like that, don't worry about it. Don't panic. Just rub it out, rub it back in, and the leather will return to the full cognac color. Now, as you start to wear this thing, you're going to notice that wherever there's pressure put in the boot, that it's going to discolor like that. And those are probably the places that you're going to want to pay attention to. So as it starts to discolor, those are the places that you're going to want to brush more often when you're cleaning, just to kind of carry the wax and oil from one part to another and get it back into the leather so it doesn't dry out and crack. Weight, size, and fit, well, they're not heavy by any means. The fit on them out of the box is going to feel a little odd because of the leather sole and because of the way it's shaped. It isn't like the kind of boot that you're going to feel 100% in the first time you start wearing them. You got to give these guys a couple weeks on your feet in order to break them in. Now, if you're not the type of person who likes to break in boots, these FRYEs probably are not for you. But if you really just want a beautiful pair of boots and you want something that's going to grow with you, and it doesn't really matter what your style is, what type of person you are, a classic pair of boots like this, a beautiful pair of American-made leather boots, everybody should own a pair. So that's the FRYE Arkansas mid-leather boot in this beautiful cognac color. Hey, if you've ever owned a pair of the FRYE Arkansas or just FRYE boots in general, please comment below. Let guys know about the break-in period. Let guys know what you do to take care of your FRYEs. Hey, if you want to know more about the FRYE Arkansas or if you want to see some detailed photos that I took on the inside of this boot, please swing by thebootguy.com. There I'll have a nice little write-up on it. I'll have a link that'll make it a little bit easier picking up a pair of these. And I'll also have some tips on how to keep these clean and what to do to take care of them. Hey, please don't forget to hit my subscribe button below. And if you're interested in following me on Instagram or Twitter, you can find me there every single day putting up postings and photos of beautiful boots just like this. Hey, if you should have any questions about picking up a pair of FRYE boots or just work boots or outdoor boots, please shoot me over an email. All right, until the next time, I'm the Boot Guy. Thanks a lot for watching.